understand brands thrive on our insecurities, okay? You might say that, okay, the blogger should not have promoted this or the brand should not have made such a product. Brands will always make these products, and you know why? Because there is a demand in the market.
Everyone is becoming an influencer and promoting a product because some are getting paid, some are getting a barter deal, so everybody here is an influencer. Who do you think is getting influenced in the first place? I have a problem with the term influencer. I really don't like that word, but it's okay, a lot of people do. Everybody uploading videos almost at the same time, speaking about the same product, and it's always these exact same people that these brands sell their PRs to.
Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe during these impossible times. Today we will be doing an honest consumer tag. Now this video is very much inspired by Shweta Vijayana's video. I think I spoke about her in my last video as well, where I was reviewing the Sugandha skincare range. Shweta did a video about honest YouTuber tag. Now I don't think I am old enough on YouTube to be able to make an honest YouTuber tag. I have just started, I'm budding, so I don't think I have enough experience with brands or with bloggers or with products to be able to make videos like that, but I do have a certain amount of experience as a consumer, so I thought that why not make an honest consumer tag. So if you guys are interested, then please keep on watching, and before that I would also request you to take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Okay you guys, so this idea came into my mind for the first time when I saw this ad on YouTube. I mean, this ad has been doing the rounds for a very long time, but it's just that I saw it before, but I chose to ignore it because these things don't bother me anymore. But you know, when I saw Shweta making that video, I thought that maybe I can address this as a consumer, as a viewer, and I'm going to put up a picture of this ad. Now I really don't want anybody to watch my video and then go out there and give hate to any particular blogger. After watching today's video, I would really just want one thing from you guys, from all my viewers who are watching this video. Please be more careful, more cautious, and also please be a lot more choosy about whom you want to trust. Because you know, 5-6 years ago, I have said this in my previous video as well, 5-6 years ago we had very limited options in terms of skincare, fashion and everything. There were very few brands, even e-commerce was not so big, YouTube was also not so saturated. Today, every day I feel there are like 50 other bloggers coming to the platform, either on YouTube or on Instagram. Previously we also had TikTok, so there were a lot of people who were doing who were becoming content creators. I don't have a problem with that because I have also just recently started out. But my problem is when a platform becomes so saturated, it becomes very difficult for viewers, for people like you and me, to be able to understand who is making genuine content, who is making original content, and who is just, you know, jumping onto the bandwagon of pushing products. So my first topic today will be about product pushing and also about the kind of products that are being pushed into the Indian market. This particular ad speaks about celebrity skincare whitening secrets. I think the ad in itself is so derogatory, and so it's not just about this particular blogger. There are so many other bloggers who have collaborated with this and other brands when glutathione was really big in the market and everybody was promoting glutathione. Everybody was saying that, you know, how you can drink glutathione and consume glutathione tablets and just have fairer, whiter skin. Now, my point is, just a few months ago, we had the whole George Floyd incident where, you know, people from across the world spoke about how they have been victims of racial discrimination. And even in India, it's not just about the US where they have, you know, white-skinned people and black-skinned people. It's not just about that. Even in India, racial discrimination is very much a reality, okay? I have faced it, other people have faced it, people face it day in and day out in our country, okay? So when you are such a famous blogger, or when you have this huge community of people who follow you, I think with great power, like Martin Luther King has said, with great power comes great responsibility. You have that blue tick on Instagram, you have that verified tick on YouTube, you have a dedicated audience who follow your videos and who trust you, who would probably go out there and buy a product that you recommend. I think your responsibility towards your credibility and towards your audience increases manifold. Now, for someone like me who gets like 100, 150 views on her videos, I have a very small audience, right? Probably out of the 100 people who are watching my videos, 2 people are going to go out there and check out a product that I'm recommending. But if there are like 1 million people watching a video, I'm assuming, say, at least 10,000 people are going to go out there and, at least give the product a look, or just research about the product, or even show interest in buying the product. So you understand what I'm saying? When you have this huge number of people following you and looking up to you and watching your videos, your responsibility towards people, towards the ones who are following you, towards the products that you choose to promote, increases manifold. So when you are in a position of power, in a position of influence, you are supposed to be even more careful about what you put out there in the market, right? Discrimination has been there through centuries all over the globe. Earlier maybe it was a lot more prominent. Nowadays it is still there, it is very much there. Otherwise famous YouTubers and bloggers would not be promoting products that promote fairness and videos that say get fairness in 2 minutes, or get fairer skin in 10 minutes, or fairness equals to confidence. Videos like this would not have 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million views, right? So racial discrimination, whether you know it or you don't know it, it is so deeply ingrained in the society, and we are a part of the society no matter how much we deny it, no matter how much we try and say that, oh no, I am not a part of that society, or I don't believe in what the society says. You are still a part of a society, okay? Somewhere or the other. I mean, if you are completely free of all superstitions, of all kind of conventions that have been ingrained in us for ages, then that's great. But I think most of us are not. It is so derogatory and so sad that even in the 21st century, where people are trying their level best, people are being subjected to racial discrimination, but people are trying their level best to fight against it and to emerge victorious. These brands are making products and feeding into the insecurities of people. Please understand, brands thrive on our insecurities, okay? You might say that, okay, the blogger should not have promoted this, or the brand should not have made such a product. Brands will always make these products, and you know why? Because there is a demand in the market. If there was no demand whatsoever of fairness products, brands would not have manufactured them, okay? I'm going to give you an example. 2-3 years ago, there was this whole huge thing about sheet masks. This was more of a Korean skincare trend, because all of these Korean brands like Face Shop and these other brands, they launched their sheet masks. And then the other brands saw that, okay, these masks are really doing well and they are anyway a one-time buy, so we can make a good amount of money from them. So what they started was, all of these brands started launching their own sheet masks, right? If you see, we have sheet masks from Garnier now, we have sheet masks from Nykaa, we have sheet masks from almost every other brand. Even though it is not sustainable, do you think that the brand does not know that this is not sustainable? Of course they know it. Do you think that bloggers who pushed these products back then did not know that sheet masks are not sustainable? Well, I would like to give them a benefit of doubt, but I think it's very obvious that something that is a one-time use and something that you can use on your face just once and then throw it away, the material of it, you get to know the material when you apply it on your face. So it's pretty obvious, and I'm assuming that they are smart enough to understand that this is not sustainable. I am not saying I am 100% sustainable, but I think sheet masks are literally the worst thing that one can do to the environment, because anyway you can use it just once and then you have to throw it away. So did I not buy sheet masks after being influenced by bloggers? Yes, I did. But I did it just once, and then I read up about sheet masks and I came to know that it's not sustainable. So I tried my level best to keep away from it, and from From that time onwards, I have never purchased a sheet mask ever again in my life, because A, I don't think they work well, and B, I don't think they make any long-term difference, and C, they are not at all good for the environment and just a product of consumerism, okay? So we as consumers also have a far more important role than we think we do, okay? I'll tell you how. If we stop believing that fair is better, I know it's difficult because years of conditioning, social conditioning, things that we've been told by our family members, our peers, our teachers, yes, teachers as well. So it's years of conditioning, right? So it's difficult to completely do away with it. You cannot just do away with it without batting an eye. It will take time. It is a slow and gradual process, I understand. But the last thing one should be doing right now is try and promote fairness products, right? So my point here is that if we as consumers stop believing that fair is better, because what have we been told? We've been told that you've seen these Fair and Lovely, Pond's and all of these ads, right? That if you apply a fairness cream on your face, you are going to get a job, you are going to be a rank holder, you will get a better husband, you will get better opportunities, you will be more confident, and all of the good things, all of the things that one generally associates with being successful is somehow directly related to one's complexion. And I really don't understand why, because I think the film industry in general influences people more than they want to take acknowledgement of, okay? People in India are influenced by celebrities, which is why even the film industries, both regional as well as Bollywood, have a very, very major role to play in this, okay? But sadly, the reality is, even today we see most of the lead actors, most of the lead actresses are fair-skinned. They look like those Victoria's Secret picture perfect models, and sometimes what happens is a dusky girl enters the industry and she becomes a huge trend among all of these other dusky girls who've never really seen us olive, medium, deep skin tone girls on screen before. We start like really rooting for her, and then after spending a good amount of time in the industry, all of these actresses start looking so much fairer than they used to be. So what message that gives in the market is, okay, when she entered the industry, she used to look like this, but then over a period of time, she underwent some treatment or she did something to her skin and now she's fair. Again, it automatically projects the idea that fair skin is better than dark skin. And this is not just about skin that I'm talking about here, okay? It's also about body shaming, food shaming, everything. But I think that deserves a separate video altogether, and it's a discussion for another time. But yeah, so like I was saying, as consumers, we also have a very important role to play. By that I mean, if we stop believing that fair is better, fair is prettier, fair is synonymous to more confident, then we will not go out there and purchase these products, right? If we stop purchasing these products, brands over the course of time will stop manufacturing these products. Everyone is becoming an influencer and promoting a product because some are getting paid, some are getting a barter deal, so everybody here is an influencer. Who do you think is getting influenced in the first place? I have a problem with the term influencer. I really don't like that word, but it's okay. A lot of people do, and I'm fine with it. Everybody uploading videos almost at the same time, speaking about the same product, and it's always these exact same people that these brands send their PRs. So it just gets so repetitive after a while, and it gets so weird and so overdone and so fake. I'm never going to go out there and buy a product if you guys are doing brand campaigns. What you can do instead is, I'm pretty sure these brands have a lot of money. They have their PR agencies, they have their marketing team. They are the ones who are better qualified than me to be able to assist them with these things. But even then, if any brand or anybody from any brand is watching this, please handpick bloggers whom you want to work with, whom you associate with, that you think will do justice to your brand and to your product, and then work accordingly. This is just my suggestion as a consumer. So the questions that I want to ask brands is A, why group campaigns all the time? B, why the exact same bloggers all the time? 3, why are you making and promoting these shitty products which have these derogatory claims? And 4 would be, why is it that every trend in the market is an opportunity for you to capitalize on? What is it with brands and capitalizing on insecurities of people? Okay guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I know it's become a little bit too long. I didn't want to make it this long, but I just had to rant my heart out. So please don't mind. I'm going to come up with shorter videos in future. I have a lot of interesting videos planned. I'm also starting to be more active on Instagram. I'm going to leave my Instagram handle in the bottom bar for you guys, as well as on my screen. I'll see you guys super soon. Till then, bye bye.